Greetings and salutations, humans. Welcome to the channel. This is your host, Putinbot. Today I'm going to try something a little bit different. In some of the previous videos, some people had asked me to dial back or even to mute the in-game music, so I've done that. And so now I'm just using the regular background music that I normally only play during actual dungeon runs, actual gameplay. I'm just going to have that song just going through the entire time for the background. Let me know what y'all think. Do y'all like the change? Do y'all like it the other way with the game's background music going and then just cutting to the combat thing that I've selected? Or is this way better? Is it less distracting? It's easier for you to hear me? I'd just really be interested in getting your feedback on this. And guess that's all I've got to say about that. Let me know if you like the change or not. Now on to the video. Today I'm going to be doing a champion guide on a legendary that has really been forgotten, it seems like. At least I don't see him very much really anywhere, and it's a real shame because in my opinion this champion I'm about to showcase is definitely the most annoying champion to face in the arena, and I am talking about Harvest Jack. And I'm going to be doing a full guide on this guy today. There's not really a whole lot out there on YouTube. He's not like Blind Seer. He's overlooked. He doesn't have the big shiny numbers. He's not one-shotting waves. So in that way, he's kind of really overlooked. He's a utility champion, but his utility is in such a way that he is just freaking annoying. I absolutely hate going against this guy in Doom Tower and in the arena, and I'm going to kind of go over how I've got him built. And if you have this guy, I'm going to try to do my best to show you how you can just make him as annoying of a arena defense champion as possible. Also, I'm going to show you how you can really use him specifically in Doom Tower as a force multiplier. If you're running a team that scales off of debuffs, Harvest Jack is your pumpkin, and I'm going to show y'all how that all works today. Without further ado, let's kind of get into it. As y'all can see, I'm rocking my Harvest Jack in a shield set. I have got him in speed boots. He's a hit point based champion, so a hit point chest is going to be mandatory for him. I've got him in hit point gloves. And everywhere I can, I'm looking for hit points, and I'm looking for accuracy, and I'm looking for speed. And you can kind of see how that just kind of goes with all the gear that I've got him in. So he is a hit point based champion, which is really nice. It's easier to keep him alive, and a shield set just works really well with him. I have got him in an accuracy banner. I was able to get a decent speed roll on it. I've also got him into a hit point amulet and a hit point ring. Total stats for him, I've got him at 362 accuracy and 85,000 hit points. His speed is 195. I would really like to get this up to at least 210, 220, somewhere in there. Just right now with the gear that I have, this is as fast as I can make him while having the accuracy where I need it to be. For his masteries, I've gone down the defensive tree just to give him some extra survivability, and I've gone down to Eagle Eye in the support tree. I've got him in Master Hexer, and I have got him in Evil Eye just to get a chance to decrease some turn meter. And I'm going to go into his kit, and then I'm going to show y'all how I run this guy. And in the arena, I run him on a team that I really don't expect to ever win. I just expect it to be so flipping annoying that the other guy just decides to quit out of and say, you know, I'm done. I'm not going to do this anymore. Whoops. Let's go into his kit. I'm going to start off with his passive. His passive is what's the most annoying thing about his kit, truly. When attacked, decreases the duration of all buffs on the attacker by 1 turn. You read that right. Decrease buffs on the attacker by 1 turn. So think about your Valkyries. They got that counterattack and they've got that shield. They lose a turn of duration. Skullcrown loses her unkillable. Brogni gets his shield chipped away. Whatever buffs the enemy has, they lose a turn on it just by smacking this guy. It's a great passive. His A3, Lord of Terror, attacks all enemies. Has a 75% chance of placing a True Fear debuff for 1 turn. Also places a 30% decreased speed debuff for 2 turns, and decreases the target's turn meter by 15% if the True Fear debuff is placed. Has a 75% chance of placing a Sleep debuff for 1 turn if the True Fear debuff is not placed. So basically you have 2 chances to CC the champion, and True Fear is probably second only to Stun as for the most powerful debuff in the game. The way that True Fear works, whenever that True Fear debuff is up, when it goes to you to take a turn, you have a choice. You can either use your A1, or you can try using a skill. If you use a skill, you have a 50% chance of not only skipping your turn, but of that skill going back on cooldown, which is incredibly annoying. That's probably one of the worst things about bosses in Faction Wars, for example, is that True Fear debuff. Harvest Jack has that. He brings that to your team. Then we're going to go over here to your A2, Dreams to Ash. Attacks all enemies. Places a block buffs debuff for 2 turns on all enemies under a fear debuff. So ideally what you're going to do, you're going to open up with the A3 first, and then you're going to come back around and use the A2. Removes any increased attack buff from the target and replaces them with a 50% decreased attack debuff for 2 turns. Removes any continuous heal buff from the target and replaces them with a 5% poison debuff for 2 turns. The number of poison debuffs is equal to the number of continuous heal buffs removed. Damage is based on hit points. Now, he doesn't hit hard, but his kit, the way that it works, it's sick. So I'm sure y'all have come up against teams with Balcazars and just all these other champions just throw out a crap ton of heal over time and just really annoying buffs like that. He takes that away and then replaces it with a debuff. Now, here's how I like to run this guy. I love running Harvest Jack with the Salia. She has that debuff spread. So she's able to spread those fears. She's able to spread those poisons. She's able to spread just those debuffs that he's putting out. And it's just, it's busted. It's annoying. And that's what I love the most about this guy. And now we'll go over to his A1. Attacks 1 enemy 3 times. Each hit has a 25% chance of stealing 1 random buff from the target. Each hit also has a 25% chance of placing a fear debuff for 1 turn if the target has no active buffs. This chance increases to 100% if all buffs are stolen from the target. Harvest Jack is all about fear. He's all about just being annoying. And you have that passive. That way people are smacking you. If let's just say you're going against a main eater, they've got that unkillable buff. Well, guess what? When he snipes you with A2, he just lost a turn of that unkillable buff. That means it's gone now. And that passive ability is what makes him so stinking strong. So that's enough talking about him. Let's hop in and let's see just what we're able to do here. So let's hop over into Doom Tower real quick. Let's just see if we can find a really annoying team. Find an annoying team real quick and I will cut back and come back to you. Actually, this one right here looks plenty annoying right here. So let's see what we're able to do. So we have Contra in the lead for the accuracy aura. Let's throw in Harvest Jack. We got the Salia in there for the defense down and the debuff spread. We will go in. Let's see here. We're going to need some DPS, so let's use Aboro And who else do we want to use? Having a Reser would be nice. So let's go ahead and go in with Blind Seer. So here's going to be the team. Let's hop in here and let's take a look and see how this is going to do, shall we? And so there we have it. As y'all are able to see, we had plenty of control. Let's jump over to Doom Tower Hard real quick. And again, I'm just doing the same thing. I was looking for an annoying team. And one thing that you want to kind of keep in mind about Harvest Jack is that he is Spirit Affinity. So you want to avoid magic waves when at all possible. Let's go against this one. So we are going to be going against a Madam Ceres. We got a Septimus, we got Elder Scar, we got a Warlord. This should be a good test for us. I go over how this team works real quick. I did not do that before, and I apologize. I've got Contra in the lead. She has a accuracy aura, and what's nice about her is with her passive, she has a 75% chance of landing a provoke on an enemy that's under 5 or more debuffs. I've got Harvest Jack in there, of course. He is the feature of the showcase for this video today. I've got Thessalia. She is a defense down champ. She also has a debuff spread, and she can also do a debuff extension, and so that's just going to fuel Contra's passive. Aboro, she is our DPS. She is a single target nuker. The exception is with her A1, if she hits an enemy that's under 4 or more debuffs, her A1 becomes an area of effect, which also has a defense down, which is very strong, and that should not be a problem with this team. And then I got Blind Seer in here. Blind Seer is going to be in here for reses, and also she has a shield. And actually, I might just go ahead and pull her out real quick and replace her with Skyle of the Drapes. Matter of fact, let me go and do that real quick. Let me go and pull Blind Seer out. And we'll throw in Skyle. That way we have a chance to stun some of these madams and the warlords. So let's hop in and see how this goes. I mean, it's by no means a lightning fast run. I mean, if you had a seer, of course, it's going to be you're going to just be able to just nuke the waves and just go right on through. But for those of us who do not have a seer, controlling the waves is all important, and that is what Harvest Jack helps us to do. Harvest Jack, whenever he is hit, he reduces the duration on those buffs. So, like for example, whenever Madame Sarah is able to strip a buff, she puts that block debuffs buff on her team. Well, whenever they attack, they lose a turn of that. And so that just helps us get back into the game, helps us roll back around. Harvest Jack also gives us plenty of fears and other debuffs to work with. Helps Concha with her provokes. Helps Aboro with her A1. Instead of that being a single target, she's able to do AoEs a lot more. It gives Thessalia more debuffs to be able to extend the duration on. He is very, very annoying because of those fears and just the amount of control he helps bring. And if you have a team like this one, where champions they scale from debuffs, Harvest Jack is going to be a huge force multiplier for that kind of a team. He is a lot more than a shield set wearer in the arena. If you're struggling in waves in Doom Tower, or if you're struggling in some of the different dungeons, if you have Harvest Jack, take him in there with you. Granted, he won't do you any good against the boss. Now, you can't fear the dragon, for example, but against Fire Knight, with that 3-hitter on the 8-1, he's going to have to beat that shield down. You know, he has utility, is I guess what it is I'm trying to say. He's overlooked, and it's a real shame. Let's hop over to the arena real quick, and I will see if there's a team there that's doable. Team, we're going to try taking on in the arena, kind of go over how this is going to work. This is my arena defense team, so I'm running Blind Seer in the lead. She has a defense aura. I have got Aboro. She is going to be the DPS for the team. I've got Cardinal, who has an AoE res, very strong champion, and the focus of this team, Harvest Jack. Let's go in and see how this works. Now, keep in mind, this team is not designed to win. This team is designed to be annoying. So, I have no idea how this is going to turn out. We may win, we may not. We will soon find out. So as y'all can see, we're keeping the enemy's buffs down. We're doing some work. Let's go in and let's see if we can do something about Skyle, since she just used her res. Actually, let's see if we can take out Blind Seer. Almost. She stole her buffs. So we got fears up on 3 of them. So now, take her down. Now we've got to get rid of their Skiles. Let's see if we can control her. No one has any buffs up that the A2 is going to do any good with. So let's just go ahead and see if we can steal that speed buff from the Valkyrie. Nope, we're unable to. So we're unable to get the fear. Now what we're going to do is that we're going to try and take out the Skyle of the Drakes. So like I said, this team is not designed to win, it's designed to be annoying. This is basically the objective is to try to make the enemy team rage quit, which is kind of counterproductive, but it is what it is. Let's see if we can take her out now. Perfect. Now I'm just going to auto this the rest of the way. And one thing I want y'all to see is that every time that Valkyrie gets that buff up, whenever she counterattacks, whenever she attacks our good little pumpkin head here, she loses the buff. Well, in that case, Saboro just stole it. I mean, y'all see how this team works. So, Harvest Jack can steal buffs with his A1. He's able to reduce the duration of buffs using his passive. I've got a Boro in here for just single target annoyance. And because of her passive and her A3, she's hard to kill. And then if you do kill anyone, I've got two of the best resers in the game. We're running Blind Seer and Cardinal. So, I mean, that's my arena defense. That's how it works. It's interesting. Let's check Faction Wars real quick. Ah, perfect. So let's go and hop into Faction Wars real quick and see what is open there. Oh, perfect. Undead Crypt is open. So what we will do, we will hop on down here. And we'll just go into stage 19. And so the way that this team works, I've actually done this run before when I did a spotlight on Dark Lane. Harvest Jack, what he's going to do, he's going to help control those annoying healers on the first wave. So without further ado, let's get into it. There, the Harvest Jack, he was in there with those spears, helping with the control. He was stripping buffs. On the second wave, the Yonikas didn't even get a chance to go. They were just frozen whenever they tried to do their AoE freeze. It fizzled because the True Fear procced, and they lost a coin flip, and we won, which is really how Harvest Jack works. And so I guess this is a good time to go ahead and end the video, y'all. So this is Harvest Jack. Like I said, he's overshadowed. A lot of people don't realize just how strong he is. If you are able to build a control team around him, and here's a little sneak peek for those of y'all who are watching the video and I've got through this far. I'm actually planning on building a team around Harvest Jack, Basher, Alika, and Cardinal. So that way I've got reses, I've got spot heals whenever I need. What's really fun about Basher, as y'all know, he's kind of like a mini warlord. He can put enemy skills on cooldown. Then Alika, what she does, she goes in, and then she'll use her A3, and then she will extend that cooldown by another turn. So they are locked out of all their skills for 3 turns. Basher's able to come back in on a 2-turn, and be able to he can rinse and repeat. Alika is able to come back in on 2 turns. She's able to extend it again, and the whole time Harvest Jack is just throwing out fears. And so that is the defensive team that I'm planning on building. That's what I'm working on going into right now, and it's just going to be it's going to be busted. I'm going to build my Cardinal with as much hit points and as much resist as I can give her, and then just let it go. We're going to see what happens, but that is the dream for my arena defense once I'm able to get the resources and get them leveled up. With that being said, I hope that this guide of Harvest Jack was useful to y'all. If you have him, congratulations. You have got the most annoying legendary in the game, who is just a complete and total pain in the butt to fight. But don't think that he's only for the arena. I mean, y'all saw it yourselves. He came in strong in Doom Tower on the 2 different runs that you saw. He came in and he played in Faction Wars. Don't sleep on this guy. Well, on that note, this is PutinBot. I am signing out, and I will see y'all in the next one. Have a good one. Bye-bye.